The midday nap, not nap. The midday nap meta is incredibly powerful, but you have to have an abnormal amount of self-control, because I've had many a midday nap turn into like you wake up at fucking 10:30 p.m. and you're dehydrated and you're like, I need to eat a brain. You're like a mummy come back from the dead and you need organs, right? Charlie, good morning. Don Chief, thank you for the raid. I'm back. I think I slept maybe 25 hours in the last 2 days. It was really good. I had to do stuff last weekend, so I didn't really rest. I was driving and helping family with stuff, so like I didn't really get to rest last weekend, and then I jumped right back into, and I did the full week. I didn't miss a day of streaming. I'm really proud of that. And then I was just like fucking completely deflated by the end of, and then fucking Doki Doki Literature Club is fucking traumatizing. It was good though. Oh, it was so good. It was definitely like a 10 out of 10 game, but man, was it like emotionally, you know? It was like emotionally exhausting. It was crazy. What the fuck do you mean when you do the other girls' routes? Are there other routes? You're shitting me. There's other you could do. It's not just Monica. It's fuck, you could fucking, that's crazy. What? I don't know if I'm gonna do the other routes. There's too much. It's too much, I just can't. That's crazy. I don't think I can emotionally handle. Well, what happens in the other routes? Like, does each girl take a turn as the, you know what I'm talking about? So like you do another route and then like a different girl is the one that's fucking shit up, you know? Is that how it works? Moa, thank you very much for the gifted membership. Much appreciated. Mainly just to CG events with some lore. Oh, okay. So the entire story doesn't change, and then you, like, a lot of things go fucky-wucky, you know? You get to hear more Pogdat's trauma dump about house life. Okay. I'm always down for the trauma dumping. It's weird. I feel... I don't know why. It's just, you know. Maybe I'm like, you know. Maybe I have like a savior card. I don't know. You missed the finger sucking scene? I did not miss his fingers. I was sucking fingers left, right, center, you know. My skills were on full display. I definitely did that. Burgundy. Like, I remember, you know. Oh, did he do that one? I did. Bonnie, thank you very much for the gifted membership. Much appreciated. We can start in a sec. Oh shoot, Bunny Hugger. Thank you very much for the super chat. That's happened to me many a time with the midday naps, and I've gone to bed at a normal time, then woke up at 8 p.m. the next day completely confused. Like, I'm so dehydrated. Let's jump into it. Hold on. Are we good? Is everything good? I think everything is good. I know YouTube. Hold on. I looks like the YouTube got fixed. I just need to look up how to fix it. I am so sorry. I need to learn how to. I think it did get fixed. I'm not doing it correctly. He hates us. Ah, it's over. Okay. Are we good? Okay, what were we talking about? I don't remember. Hold on, let me take a sip of my tea. Saku, good morning. Claire, good morning. Nona, good morning. Aman, good morning. Hawks, good morning. Dutch Chairman, good morning. Thank you for the super chat. Hey Randy, do you know there's a mutant in Marvel named Soft Serve? She can poop out any flavor of edible ice cream. Don't fucking bullshit me. There's no way. There's no way that she could poop out, and that's a fucking lie, because if that was true, that would... Okay, this is why I know that that's not true, Dutch Chairman. Assuming that this is an old school Marvel mutant superhero, which it has to be, right? It can't be something more recent. There would be a lot more scat fetishes. You know what I'm talking about? It's like how Disney is probably like responsible for like 80 to 90% of all furries. If that was a thing, if that superhero soft serve actually existed, then there would be a lot more scat fetish, you know? Like people would be like, oh yeah, I'm into that. Like they'd be like, it would activate like a neuron in their like, you know, their formative years and just be like, yeah, that's my shit right there. Which is, I mean, the phrasing, right? But it is a thing. First thing I hear about scat, this sounds logical. It's true. I just looked it up. Where are the hinges? Hold on. I have to thank the people that hold on. Everybody chill. Varson, thank you very much for the super chat. Much appreciated. Randon turned my finger blue. Excuse me? How on earth did I do that? Red Raven, thank you very much for the super chat. Orc Father, I've returned from my 2-week vacation in DR. DR? The Dominican Republic? Yo, welcome back. My phone got sous vide in the Dominican Ocean on the second day. What did I miss? You didn't miss much. It was a pretty good week last week, but that's about it, you know? Oh, and I feel like I have to jump. Hold on a second. Cheeky, thank you very much for the super chat. I'm sorry that I missed it. I'm always worried when I see streamers play Doki Doki Literature Club because Oyster Knack part, but I don't want to spoil it either. I'm super glad you enjoyed it. It was definitely like traumatizing, but how do I describe it? There's like a subtle way for you to make media, whether it's a video game or it's a book or a TV show or an anime or something like that. There's like a way for you to deal with fucked up topics like that, and it just like works, right? I think, for example, Fear and Hunger, I would normally like never touch, because the things that are in Fear and Hunger, they genuinely make me in my private life like super uncomfortable, and I don't like thinking about it. I don't like seeing it. I don't like that shit. Fucking is not for me, right? But Fear and Hunger did it really well, and like I don't know what the sauce is, right? But I do feel like if you're a creative type, if you're an artist and you want to dive into that, isn't that like the biggest do or die? It's like, am I gonna be one of the shitheads that like do this improperly and like I should be booed from like off of the community, like, or is it gonna be one of the ones that's done really well and you just is good, right? And I think Doki Doki Literature Club falls firmly into like, I don't know how they did it, but they did it like really well. Like, is there a method? I don't know, because I'm not that type of creative person. But you know, am I gonna be out last? It's fucking savage. This might be either a hot take or a lukewarm take, right? If somebody tries to do it and they fail, I personally would not yell at them or like, you know, not yell at them. You know what I mean? Like, I would not roast them. I would personally just be like, you tried and you failed. Now it's time to like disappear quietly into the void. But I'm not gonna fucking pretend that like you're a shitty person when, like, you know, other people have done it and they've done it well and I've liked it. We'd roast you. I would hope that they improve. I just feel like there might be something missing and I don't know what's causing it, you know? It can get problematic kind of fast. It's true. Like, you're in the defense of people that try to make art with heavy content like that and they fall flat on their face and they fail, right? If nothing else, I respect their ability to take that risk as an artist. And maybe they're so stupid they didn't even realize that it was a risk, right? Maybe they're just like, oh, this other person did it, I could do it fine. I have no danger sense whatsoever. Then it's just kind of like, oh yeah. But like for me personally, the amount of like risk, my brain would fucking fry itself. I'd just be like, this is a gigantic risk. This could be fucking terrible. Like I could, you know, this could end very poorly. So if they're the type that just think that they're invincible, yeah, roast them. But if they're the type that like they were worried, they were like, oh, this might not go well, and then they tried it, they took a risk as an artist and it failed and people are like dogpiling them, I feel bad, you know, because it's just like, I respect the fact that they took that risk, because I feel like in order to make what am I doing? What am I talking about? Like fucking, I'm not like a experienced artist. All right, this is me. My take is a newbie artist, right? In order to make good art, like you got to take risks, right? You got to be like, I don't know if I should do this. That's how you know you're going to be making something that might be great, but it might, you know, it might be bad too. Like you just have to get out there and you got to try. Exactly. No protection, all the risk. You take all the fucking protection, you fucking throw it into the trash can. Get it out of here. We don't need that shit. We're raw talking art now. Varson, thank you very much for the super chat. Soft serve ice cream straight from the tap. They get the little pinch on the sphinx to give it that little, you know what I'm talking about? I do the noise with my mouth. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You pinch off the soft serve. It's got that nice little, you know, the taper. Oh, come on. It's pretty hinged. What is that? Father, no. What is that? What are you talking about, Todd? All right. You ever get like a froyo or like a soft serve, you know, and then it's got like the ridges and it tapers so nicely. The ridges, that's like intent. There's like a design there. There's like lots of, you know, yeah, you get it now. Yeah. Let's kill him. Let's kill him. Okay. Ming, thank you very much for being a member for 10 whole months. Much appreciated. Such a bad day at work, but I heard your voice and I laugh. Really feel better. I have turquoise tea today. Good night. What is turquoise tea? Ming, good night. I hope you have a good rest and you feel better tomorrow. And when you wake up, it's like a zero sum. Like your next day is so awesome because it's taking up, you know, you were banking up the good stuff by taking a couple bad days, right? And did very, very poorly. Shiki, thank you very much for the super chat. Miss Chubby Bunny, thank you very much for the super chat. I just watched your recent shorts video, and Breeding Green Man is living rent free in my head right now. I don't know what that come from. What that came from. I don't know. I think Doki Doki just kind of like messed with my head in a good way, and weird stuff just started coming out of my mouth, you know? Oh no, you have the flu? Oh, Ribians, the flu is so bad. Feel better soon, man. Just, yeah, I mean, you know, I'm sure you know how to deal with the flu, you know, just as good as I do. It's just, there's nothing you can do but just rest, right? Yokoshima, thank you very much for the super chat. I love how the currency is Bob. Bob! Fully hinged Zatsu, sorry, Uncle Random, but I'll press the X hard. It's pretty, you know, I think I'm doing a pretty good job of keeping it hinged. I think it's pretty good. I bounce off of what you guys are giving me, right? Pinky Kiwi. I had influenza 3 months ago. Welcome to the club. Oh no. I didn't know cats could get the flu. I think they can. Am I crazy? Brother, you talked about scat within 10 minutes. I would never talk about that because it's personally not my thing. It's personally not my thing, and definitely, I don't know. But I get a super chat about a Marvel superhero mutant. Well, you know, what do I talk about? How do I address that in a way that's, you know, that doesn't refer to scat whatsoever? Broccoli hair is contagious. Is it contagious? Do you like rub your head and then like your hair gets more broccoli? I was fine until the guy sitting behind me at the cafe started coughing. Okay. We'll dial it back. I fully retract my scat statement, you know? I was wrong. Caught. Hands in the air. Like, I was wrong. I fully retract the scat statement. It's like a turtle going back into its shell. You know what I mean? It peeked out a little bit, and it's going back into its shell now. No more. Okay? I had to get it a party shot. I knew I chose the right quote. Shiki, thank you very much for the super chat. Breed Green Man makes me think of the website Green Man Gaming. It's pretty good. Okay, there's one thing I need your model and voice. Yo, thank you, Persnickety. Much appreciated. Stream is going okay. Typically, I take my Mondays and Tuesdays as a vacation and fully recover. And then Wednesday, I just do like a short catch-up chat. I just want to hear about how your week was and like listen to what you guys are talking about, what you guys want to talk about, and just kind of bounce off you for a little bit. That's generally what I do on Wednesday. There's one thing, Iwashi, I'm doing good. I rested like 25 hours in 2 days. It was crazy. Okay, I told you guys that D&D this week, right? Unfortunately, is and I've delayed it over and over and over again. I am with like 95% confidence that it's going to be next week. Because I'm talking to Daima, I'm talking to Akashi, we're like getting stuff. I know, Fallout Man, I know. So I think I'm gonna contact Cass and see if we can do another collab on his channel this week, and then move mine to next week. That's how you know, because if it was more than a 1 week, a mere 1 week away, I would just be like, we should stick to our schedule. We'll do a different collab on my channel this week, and then his next week, and then like do the back and forth. But I'm like fairly confident that we'll be able to do it, next week. So I think I'm gonna text him after this stream and just be like, hey, can we do a collab on your stream this week? Because I think the D&D thing will be ready, but it's being pushed back. and then we'll see what he says there, right? Must be tired from all the breeding. In my dreams, maybe, you know? He edges us. I mean, you know. Kyo, thank you very much for the super chat. Just want to say thank you for the new streamer advice you gave everyone on Discord Monday. Just need to find a fun game to handicap myself in. I think I hesitate to. All right. Well, let me catch up on super chats and we can talk about what Kyo said, right? Varson, thank you very much for a super chat. Boz, remove his plugs for denying the idea. I'm sorry, Varson. I know. It's been like over a year since I broached the concept, and like we're still, you know. I'm sorry. I'm relatively confident next week. 95%. Don, thank you very much for a super chat. What up? Doki Doki stream was a nice, fresh experience with that game for the first time in a while, so thanks for that. So did you play it when it was fresh and new? I can't believe I missed it. I think, if I recall, was it the Game Grumps? Somebody played it that I watched. It was not a stream, it was a video. And I watched the first 5 minutes and I was like, I hesitate to say, like, I decided that I didn't like it. And I decided it because of very superficial reasons. And I just like ignored it. I consciously like ignored it. And then everybody's like, oh, there's a good twist. Oh, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. And it's like, I don't care. I don't care if, you know, I don't care if there's, I don't care. Like, I'm just not gonna, like, I've decided, I've already made my decision, and I'm not gonna play Doki Doki Literature Club. And the more popular it got, the more determined I was not to play it, but I'm glad that I played it now. I'm sorry that I prejudged it. I had my, you know, prejudice against Doki Doki Literature Club. It was really good. It is not what I expected it to be. I thought the character, I guess I should not be spoiling it just in case there's people out here that have not played it. I thought the character was like a Cthulhu, like an elder god, you know, like that's how they had their reality bending. Like, I'm spoiling shit. I thought it was like a Cthulhu situation, like a Sayana Uta, you know. I completely, it went into spaces that I just did not expect it to go into, and I was like, what? I love not playing something out of spite. Yeah. Okay. To go back to what Kyo said. I don't know when, because it's definitely not a decision that I made when I was starting out. But I think I probably made like a video or did a stream or something, and I decided, oh, that's not for me. So a couple of the things that I decided were not for me as a YouTuber, as a streamer, whatever you want to call it, content creator. I don't know how I feel about the word content creator. There's two things that I've definitively decided that like I don't want to do, right? I guess three things now. Yeah, the third one's kind of flexible because I did that with Akashi on a stream and I thought it was pretty cool. But probably for my own channel, I would not do it. So there's like a mixed thing. So one, I did not want to be like a drama VTuber, right? Which is like, I'm not gonna judge the people that do it. It's just not for me. Like, I don't want to fucking talk about what other people are doing. I don't want to judge people. I don't want to do any of that. Like, I don't want to fucking insert myself into the weird I don't even know what the latest thing in the VTuber community is right now, but like, I don't want to fucking comment on like the latest thing that somebody did that's fucked up. I don't care if it's like legitimately fucked up. It's just like, that's not me. Like, I'm not judging anybody that does that. It's just like, I just want to stay away from that, right? The second thing that I definitely did not want to do is I did not want to be, and I think this is legitimate, the people that can do it well are providing a really, really good, they're providing a really necessary thing, and it's good if they could do it well, right? And they're giving good advice. I don't want to be like a you know, like a guru, like a self-help guru, a person that's like, do it this way, do it that way. Like, oh, like I'm giving you tips on how to stream. I'm giving you tips on how to be a VTuber. Like the people that do it well are definitely incredibly valuable and they're helping people. I don't want to give advice. I'm not an advice giver. You shouldn't listen to me because I'm fucking insane. I was talking about fucking eating ice cream out of somebody's ass, right? Like you should not be listening to someone that's talking about, you know, just putting your mouth right up against the sink and just letting the soft serve flow into your mouth. That's fucking crazy. It's just not gonna happen. Yeah, the thing is, like, I am a recovered mansplainer, so I love to tell. Like, if you ask me, I can't help myself. I'll just be like, oh, I'll give you the best information I can. But I would try to avoid that if I can, and just be like, oh, I'm not the person to go to for advice. Like, you should go to this person or that person. And the other thing is, like, Danchi sent his deranged quote to the Reddit. Come on, I'm doing my best to be, you know. So yeah, but I felt like in our fucking unhinged little Discord, it's enough of a curated audience where it's just basically people, we're all cool, right? It's no longer, I don't know how to describe it. It's more casual. So I felt like I left my shell a little bit and I started fucking yapping about streaming advice, and I feel, can you tell my brother to stop mansplaining? The trick to stopping mansplaining, this is, all right, you know what? Here's more fucking advice, and I just said that I didn't want to be an advice VTuber, right? A lot of people that mansplain, myself included, the way that we build our self-esteem is to feel like we're helping. He's like, oh, I want to help people, and then they'll like me because I'm trying to help them. But like, there has to be like a fucking lightning bolt moment in your brain where you realize, hey, you're not helping. It's actually bad, right? You're actually not helping. And it's like, oh no, I'm just like ruined this person's day because I treated them disrespectfully by assuming that they're an idiot, right? It's like, that's not at all. I don't, you know, is that gender? No, it's true. Definitely, like, you can, anybody can mansplain. So like the word is probably, what would you call it? Anachronistic? Inaccurate? Right? But you know, what other word would what other word would I use to describe it? It's the word that jumped out in my head, and I feel like everybody could understand it. But you know, I understand that some people would take offense at that, as if like, it's like, oh, well, I never do that, right? Which is fine. Yap-splaining? Well, I could try yap-splaining, but I feel like a lot of people like would not understand. Anyways, patronizing, maybe? I don't know. That's all I'm saying. EDMG, thank you very much for the super chat. Seems like a lot of VTubers are having zatsus where they say they don't want to be a part of VTuber drama. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe I should have just kept my mouth shut. Well, should I keep my mouth shut? I don't know. It's never been my intent, because I set out as a streamer to try to make people laugh and make their day better. And so if I feel like I did something as a VTuber, as a YouTuber, to make somebody's day worse, like, I failed. That's the only way that I could possibly fail. So I don't know. That's why I think like drama is kind of crazy. And I've definitely unintentionally made a lot of drama of my own, but I'm trying to reduce that, right? That's all I can do. You always make my days better. Thank you, guys. Ah, makes me happy. Well, you know, it's just one day at a time. I'm not saying I'm definitely gonna ruin your day sometimes, but it's never intentional, and I'm always trying to improve on that. Matthew, thank you very much for the super chat. Hey Randon, my annual hackening solar rotation is unfortunately next Tuesday. 33, okay, young blood. The random shaped niche hole of the VTuber sphere is fun. Thank you. Yo, next Tuesday, huh? Shit, so I'm not gonna be able to say happy birthday on the day of. The soonest would be like a belated happy birthday on Wednesday, right? Dude, I hope you have a good one. Eat some good food, you know? Maybe treat yourself to something nice. I feel like when you get to that age, like you've entered the hallowed halls, right? Nobody ever fucking gives you something that like, you're like, oh yeah. You enter this age and they give you things that you need, not things that you want, because things that you want are like way too niche now. Have you noticed that? The things that I want are no longer like, it can no longer be self-contained into like one package. For example, like I'm into bicycles, right? What are you gonna do? Buy me a fucking 40,000, like a $4,000 bicycle? The things that I want are like, oh, give me a Shimano Ultegra Di2 rear derailleur. And it's like my sister would be like, what the fuck is a derailleur? And it's like, you know, like it's like the things that I would actually get hyped about are like way too niche and specific into like, you know. So Matthew, I would treat it as like a birthday present from everybody that cares about you, but you have to buy it yourself because your shit is way too niche for like a fucking normie to understand. You know? I feel like it's just too many. The Yap Maxi, it's just like, how can somebody give you like $100 gift that is like in its entirety like what it is, right? Like as a 33-year-old, as a 32-year-old, like how can they give you a gift card? I come from the area where like gift cards are, this is like not true at all. If you're a gift card guy, I think that's like basically the right way to do it. But I still come from the era where like I'm afraid that if I give somebody a gift card, they're gonna think that like I didn't think enough about them, and that is like never the case. When I give somebody a gift, I think like 80 fucking hours into like how can I fucking is. But there's nothing wrong with giving a gift card because it solves this problem that I'm talking about. But like my fucking idiot parents like drilled it into my head that it's like if you give them a gift card, it makes you look like an asshole and they'll hate you until you're fucking dead. And it's like, shit! So I just can't give gift cards. I just can't. Your idiot parents were wrong. Did I miss Super Chest? Oh, fuck. I might have to go dig into it. Chinode, thank you very much for being a member for 9 months. My day is always better when you stream. I'm happy to hear that. I'm doing my best. Let's go dig in and find... Is there a way for me to find it? I don't fucking remember. I'm trying. Vajada. Ass ice cream, write that down. Jam, I lost the game. Thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you. Is that it? Monochrome song? Thank you very much for the super chat. Good morning, Renan. I dreamed that, or I can't. Can I read it? There we go. There we go. I dreamed that Orby was the newest Neopet and they had a contest for best dressed Orby. Is it like dress to impress? And I lost to a Neopets premium user. One day we'll break the chains and drag the premium users down onto the ground with the rest of us. Then we'll make them eat sand, brother. Anyway. Okay. Please play dress to impress. Well, first of all, my fucking controller got delayed. It still hasn't been delivered. And I can't play Celeste until I get a controller, but that's on the docket. I have a game I'm thinking of playing tomorrow, this week. But I'm like almost certain that I can't finish it because it's too long, but I want to play it. I made you and Casper a new virtual pet site. Tell me more. It's not Fortnite. It's definitely 120%. Gift cards with Combini are good. That's true. Like a Chipotle gift card was slap for me. Cause I think I give the French dude that runs Chipotle like 15% of my like yearly take home pay. Just give him all of my fucking money. Anyway, what were we talking about? I'm crazy, man. What happened? What the hell was I talking about? I got fucking mindful. Oh, the game that I'm playing. Okay. It's too long, so there's no way I can play it, but I feel the very strong urge to use the beautiful model that Rice and Ham made me. I kind of want to play the first South Park RPG. And I'm definitely not going to full clear it. I think I'm just going to play for like maybe 10 hours. Yeah, Stick of Truth. Would you guys not, you know, like drag me into the Shadowfell and kill me with hammers if I don't finish the Stick of Truth? I haven't seen much gameplay of that. I'm definitely not going to beat the game, but I might play Stick of Truth this week. Yeah, it's about 40 to 50 hours to do a clear. To full clear it, I think it's like 80 hours. It's just like not going to happen. There's no way that I could finish that. No need, you'll want to finish it on your own. Okay. Then that's probably what I'm going to do this week. Until my controller arrives, and then I will beat the story of Celeste. Yo, Moo, thank you very much for the super chat. Since the spooky month is approaching, do you have any plans to recommend check out spooky horror games? No, I'm not going to squeal. I'm not certain that it's going to happen because we're both like really busy, but we have some rough ideas for stuff for scary month. Don't fucking bother anybody. We had, you know, if you want me to play horror games, I'm amenable to doing a horror game here and there. This is already squealing. Okay, we'll speak no more of it. Matthew, thank you very much for the super chat. Forget if this has ever been brought up, but would you consider a podcast or collab stream where you yap about stuff you're interested in, like TTRPGs or Warhams? Listening to you yap and have fun is peak. I think the podcast, I used to listen to a lot of podcasts when I commuted like to and from work. My style of podcast is like a very dense, almost like a documentary, right? It's like a person that's like, I've done 80 hours of research about this topic. I'm just gonna yap about this topic with some authority. I don't think I could YOLO like what I do here, what I'm doing right now. In my opinion, I don't want you guys to feel bad if you enjoy what this is, because I enjoy doing this with you, like hanging out and chatting. For me, like a quote unquote true podcast requires way more prep, and you have to speak with authority, and like there has to be like, I would say like ideally you would have like one expert come in and like weigh in on it, so it's not just like me saying stuff at you. Like I'd have to get like a fucking professor, like a PhD to talk about it, or like for example and I could do this, right? For example, let's just say I do a podcast on animation. I'd probably get like Omina or Big Ham in on it, and then they could weigh in on like the animation process because they're animators, right? Like they know. It would be like that. Like I don't think I could do like a yapping thing, because yapping is a little bit too shooting from the hip. I don't think you should shoot from the hip with like a podcast. I think a podcast should be like, I mean, there might be some merit to being like, hey, I'm just an idiot, but you guys wanted to learn about this thing, so I spent 80 hours on the fucking internet learning about this shit, and I'm still like a fucking newbie, but I got a guest that is like an expert, and I could talk about what I learned over the last week studying this thing that you wanted me to learn about. And then here's an expert that can fucking talk about, like, you know, fill in the holes and just be like, no, don't ever listen to people on the internet. Like it's actually like this, right? It's too much work for what you're doing right now, but I think you'd be great at doing those really research. I love researching. I'm like a compulsive researcher. What was the latest stupid thing that I researched? I research everything that I buy. The stupidest little thing, I like over research. Podcasts can be just anything nowadays. So definitely true. definitely true. And I'm not saying that the other people that do the casual yapping podcast are not a true podcast. I'm definitely not saying that. I'm just saying if I did a podcast project, which I definitely will never do one on my own. I'll be a guest, but I don't think I'll ever do one. If I did do it, it would have to be the type of podcast that I like, which is, you know, the highly researched, you know, like almost like a documentary style podcast, documentary interview, something like that, you know? And it would be boring. Can I level with you? I know you guys, when I stream, I'm constantly trying to make you guys like laugh in disbelief. Like, what the what the fuck is wrong with this guy? That's what I'm trying to get you into, right? If I did a podcast, there would be none of that. I would just be like, oh, hello, I'm Randon. Here's the thing that I was studying about. And we're gonna start off with, you know, and it would just be, I hesitate to say boring, but it would not be attention grabbing, right? It would be like NPR, yeah. It would be like a little bit more formal, which is like kind of, I don't know. Naras, the Borrow Trauma guy, thank you very much for the super chat. I feel like I should think of a new game to obsessively recommend. As a bit apart from Borrow Trauma, it's been an eventful 2 years since the start of it. What was the submarine thing that I got obsessed with? I saw a picture of the submarine that exploded at the Titanic. I mean, rest their souls, right? Rest in peace. And it like reignited my fascination with submarines, right? It was the freakiest fucking picture. It just made me really uncomfortable. Yeah, the Ocean Gate Titan. Yes, Adventure. They released a picture of it like on the ocean floor. And I regret to say this. I was looking for body part, and I was like, oh, come on, man. That is in bad taste. But like it reignited my I was thinking about, there were no body parts. There were none. Me too. We're terrible. Why are we such shit people? Listen, Danchi, you could see the silhouette of the fucking, you could see the submarine. Like it was still pristine, right? You could see the fucking carbon fiber shit, right? So it's like if the submarine is still in good shape, then maybe there's like a pinky, right? Maybe there's like a pinky. Anyway. I just wanted to look at something cool. This is not what I wanted to have in common with Taco. Why are we such evil people? We're evil. Stop yelling, I'm mansplaining. That's some neutral evil bullshit, man. So Borrow Trauma, I'm like, oh, interesting. Okay. If I was more of a scumbag type entertainer, I would do like a bit for Borrow Trauma. But I'm not a scumbag, and I feel that the people need to be given like a minimum level of respect, and I would not do that. But if I was more of a scumbag, I totally would, you know? Like a role play. You're not a scumbag, it's true. Thank you. I mean, I'm trying. Matthew, thank you very much for the super chat. Does your delve into femcell grippy sock jail count as research? Also, you are knowledgeable when it comes to TTRPGs and weeb knowledge. A little bit. My issue with like weeb and like nerd culture knowledge is that I have such high social anxiety that I don't learn from being a part of a community, which I think there is a style of knowledge and expertise you gain from being a part of a community that cannot be replicated no matter how many hours you study in private, right? Like if you study about a topic 70,000 hours, and you have the equivalent of like a PhD in knowledge, but you never interact with other people that are like big into that branch of knowledge or you know, like subculture, right? You will, like, you're going to be missing giant things, and people will be like, how could you not know that? And it's just like, I'm telling you right now, I don't like talking to people. It brings me intense anxiety. So everything I know, I've you know, I Googled, basically. I just have these like giant fucking laps, you know, like gaps in knowledge. It's like crazy. And that's why I kind of think that like communities, both in terms of like your interests, like your subculture, your you know, whether it's like entertainment, Warhammer or stuff like that, or like even like academic stuff, right? Doing stuff in like a fucking vacuum, you're gonna miss a lot of shit. And that's me. That's me. I'm sadly ignorant about a lot of things just because I'm too afraid to talk to people one-on-one. Without the safety of the internet, where it's just like, at the slightest hint of like, oh, you really hurt my feelings there, Reddit, I fucking unplug my fucking Ethernet. I fucking throw my computer with the 3080 into the bathtub, and I fucking run screaming into the wilderness. I always have that option. You'll never be able to take that option away from me. And that's what makes me feel so comfortable sitting here chatting with you, because, you know, I have the nuclear option. So I have the Ron Swanson method, where I have like a cabin in the woods, right? And the fucking feds are gonna have to drag me out of it kicking and screaming. Inverted Queen, thank you very much for the super chat. Randon, my sister stole the merch shirt I bought from you. Any suggestion what I need to tell her? You need to tell her that that shirt was specifically designed, scientifically designed in a laboratory by, you know, Dr. Owen, a PhD, MD, DDLC, that only, you know, only a person that is in the know of like a certain, you know, it is dangerous if they wear it. So they need to return that to you for their own safety. There you go. You can go ahead and clip that, put it onto your phone, and then show it to them. And then, you know, hopefully that'll solve the issue. Oh, we're about that build that merch in a cave with the box of scraps. It's a really good line. I like it. Davina, thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you, thank you. Is it bad when I saw the sub? I thought, wow, that looks kind of like Subnautica. I thought so too. And I was just like, should have gotten the mod, the depth mod. You know? Foxleyan, thank you very much for the bits. Much appreciated. Te amo! Te amo! Dutch Chairman, thank you very much for the super chat. Secondhand knowledge, like the useless trivia I share from time to time, like soft serve who poops edible ice cream. It's like the SCP that's just like a fucking box of pizza, right? And then you open it and it's like not your ideal, it's the pizza that you wanted. It's like that SCP, but it's coming out of somebody's sphincter. I would perform so many experiments with that person, right? I would determine as to whether, like, you could feed them so much that eventually it overrides the you know, what would you call it? The translation, the transcription, the transformation process? You know? They just poop so much that, like, is it like a conscious thing? And then eventually it just turns back to poop? Feeder fetish talk again? Listen! The people that have been good in my life to me, their method of showing that they love is by feeding. It's not a sexual thing. It's just how I show that I care, because that's how I was taught as an idiot kid. It's like the one good influence in my life as a kid was like, oh, are you hungry? Do you want me to feed you? And that's, no one said it was sexual. Okay, good. Then we're of one, you know. Feeding and scat fetish in one go, checking those boxes. Hey, what I do in my private time, you know, there has to be that separation, right? There just has to. We can't. Got it, boss. If all else fails, you can always fall back to the decentralized survival cache. I'm telling you, we didn't find and replace the rice with peanut butter. Peanut butter is incredibly calorie dense. It's always funny that the main character's own body is more durable than the sea moth. Isn't that a thing? Am I like crazy? Isn't that a thing? Because they have like fucking squids and shit that go like all the way down to the floor. I thought the issue with a submarine is that like it's too rigid. Isn't that like the water pressure concept? Like you don't get crushed. Well, maybe you would. I actually don't know anything about it. Squids are built different. Squids don't have air inside. Okay, so you would like fucking get crushed because you have air in your lungs. What is the maximum dive ability of like the human body before it just, you know? In our culture, we don't greet with how are you? We greet with have you eaten? Exactly. Exactly. Want to test that out? You'd lose consciousness first? I would argue that losing consciousness and being unconscious is like very closely related to the best things in life, right? I love being asleep. I love it. It feels so good being asleep. And it's even better when you're asleep and you had a good sleep and then you wake up and you're like, ah, fuck, I gotta wake up. And then you look at your fucking cell phone and you still have 2 hours. That's the best feeling in the world when you go back to sleep. That's the fucking, you're like, oh, it's time to wake up, time to get the day started. And you look at your phone and you're like, oh, I got 2 hours. I love laying down with a warm beanbag under my back and I read a bit to get sleepy. Oh, that sounds good. That sounds really good. I can't sleep when I'm reading though. That does sound really, really good, but I don't think I would get sleepy. I tend to, if I am reading a book or I'm like on the internet or something on my phone and I'm reading and I'm in bed, I will not sleep. I'll go the entire, it'll be like fucking 8 o'clock and I'll be like, oh shit. Skill issue? I don't know. For me, I have to completely disconnect to go to sleep. I have a method. I have like a mind exercise that gets me to go to sleep. And it might, I think I told one other person about my method and it scared them. Was it Akashi? I don't think it was Akashi. I think it was somebody else. But my method, and this is probably like the source of a lot of people's like deep fears, because I think my sister has this fear and it's what prevents her from sleeping. Do I share? I think I might depress you guys. So I charge my cell phone away from, you know, I turn off all the lights. And I pretend that I'm like completely shutting down, like a robot, like a machine, like a car where you shut the engine off. Like, in a word, it's like I'm dying, right? I feel like I'm completely shutting down. Like a computer, and then like the RAM is like, it's like, oh, that part of my body is no longer being fed electricity or blood. And then like this part, and then this part. I'm like a Gundam that's shutting down. I'm like Freddy Fazbear, and I'm shutting down. And then that helps me get to sleep relatively quickly. Sensory deprivation, kind of like that. Like I will myself to like not give certain parts of my body or certain parts of my mind like electricity or whatever, like whatever it is that's powering my body, I'm like cutting it off, and then like I shut down like a Lancer. And then when I wake up, you know, it's a and then I'm like, and then I'm like a fucking robot. A robot! And I wake up. That's the inducing paralysis? Kind of, yeah. It's just a stupid little mental exercise that I do that helps me get to sleep. And I don't like it. I cannot move a little. I feel weird. I pay too much attention to my body. Definitely sleep paralysis sounds like really scary. It's definitely not something for everybody. It's just personally what I do. I think I'm really concerned with like, what should I do? What is correct for me to do? And I get like intense, I get intense existential dread when I realize that there's nothing that I should do. I'm just living life the best way I can. So when I imagine myself as a robot and it's like, it's time for you to shut down, it comforts my brain enough for me to get to sleep. It was Casper you told? It might have been Casper. That dude is like fucking Orochimaru. He fears death and he wants to conquer it. That guy would definitely, you know, pull an Orochimaru. Oh, that's right. Ramathal, hello. Ramathal, hello. How you doing? Moshi-san, thank you very much for the super chat. If it works, it's not stupid. Yeah. Do I think it's stupid? I think it's a little childish. But I think the key that prevented me from telling more people, because I fucking told like 400 people about this just now, is that it might make people uncomfortable, because I think a lot of people have a fear of dying in their sleep, and that's what prevents them from going to sleep. So I don't want to like fucking aggravate that fear, but it gives me comfort that like I'm a robot and it's time for me to shut down. It is like what I should be doing, and it's like, oh, okay. Dying in your sleep is the best way to die? No, the best way to die the best way to die I'm not gonna talk about the volcano. Well, what about like if you're so rich you can build a rocket and you shoot it into the sun and then you ride a rocket into the sun? I want to do the Doctor Strangelove bit, but like you could strap me to the outside of a rocket when it's time to go into the sun, and I go, and then I'm like going into the sun, right? Where's Major Kong? When I was younger and dumber, that was my ideal way to die. Being shot into the sun on a rocket and then doing that bit while I'm like entering like terminal velocity or whatever the fuck it's called, where like, you know, I'm like 1 minute away from like being vaporized. That's too expensive. And then I talked to an astronomer and they're like, it's actually really fucking hard to get shot into the sun. Like it would require an insane amount of like rocket, like thrust force to like break free enough from like the sun's gravity to not get pulled into like orbit, right? It's incredibly hard, and I still don't fully understand it. There might be some science-oriented randomites that could tell me that like is true, but apparently like is incredibly like what I described, which is like falling into the sun, like you know, like falling straight into the sun, and it goes. What is it called? It's like 90 degrees. Like the fucking dude like showed me. It's like you're going 90 degrees on this like axis, like into the sun. That's basically impossible. It would require like a phenomenal, like a bunch of nuclear bombs going off like at your rear, and that still probably like would not be enough. Is the reason why we barely explored Mercury. Interesting. It would require a truly insane amount of thrust force to do what I want to do. YouTube chat getting DDLC'd. What happened? There is a rocket design that uses nuclear bombs as propulsion. I feel like even that, it was the way that it was described to me is that like even that would not be enough to do what I'm imagining. It's migrating off screen. Oh my god. Is YouTube chat? Are you guys sneaking off screen to goon? Get back in here. You're stuck in here with me. Anyway. Mercury seems like such a scary planet. I feel like let us goon in peace. I'm not an astrophysicist, but I've dabbled and I did a stream on it. But yeah, the sun is so massive. That sounds about right. Yeah. So that dream got killed by, you know, by the cold, hard dildo of science. They were just like, no, that's not how it works. And I was like, dang it. Okay, what can I do? Can I get vaporized by a supervolcano? Yes, then let's just do that. Reality is often disappointing. I mean, it made me understand how like awesome and terrifying like the sun is, right? Like how big and powerful the sun is. And the sun is like a low mid-tier sun, a low mid-tier star. That's like crazy to imagine. Wait for another world for a nuke blast. I don't want to be killed. All right, here's the thing, Fallout man. It might be hubris. It might be proud, like my orcish pride. Like I don't want to die from the hand of a human. I'm sorry. I know that most of you guys are humans. I don't want to die from the hand of a human. I would enjoy dying from the hand of a volcano. Right? I prefer a volcano over, you know? Dang it. Puts out spear. Taco, if you actually have a spear, your stonks in like the random during stock exchange would fucking explode. Do you actually own a spear? You don't own a spear. Her ass does not have a spear. That would fucking make my day. Nona, do you have a spear? Hawks, do you have a spear? Ved, good morning. Ved, I'm thinking of buying a one-hander sword, like a daily, like a EDC sword, because the long sword I bought is just too much. I want a one-hander daily use where if I need to use it and I mess it up, I'm not gonna feel too bad, but I want it to be functional. A saber? Tell me more. I feel like a saber is too high end. When I imagine a saber, I imagine like you know, like an arming sword is what I was thinking of. Yeah. Get a scimitar. Get a scimitar. Okay, okay. I just have a bow. A butcher cleaver will work. No, I want it to be, you know, get unlimited blade works. I wish. A saber, it has hilt furniture. An arming sword is typically used with bucklers. Is true. Is true. I just have my knuckles. What is the length of a saber? Do you have a brand that you recommend? And I would like it to be EDC, which is like not too expensive. I think my budget might be something in the realm of 300, which might be like too little for like a quality sword. I just want an EDC one-hander, you know? An AK-47 bayonet. Excalibur. Why don't all of you have most of these weapons? I have a cane sword. I have a wooden katana. You have a wooden katana? A bokken? A bokuto? Bokuto, right? Okay. This is what we're gonna do. You're gonna take one of those heavy lead magnetic wraps, and then wrap it around your wooden sword, Taco, and then you're gonna add a bit of oomph to it as a bludgeoning weapon. You're gonna beat me to death with it. It's like this scene from fucking it's this scene from BioShock, right? Would you kindly would you kindly bludgeon me to death? I'm Randon Nuring, and I'm here to ask you a question. You know? I was thinking about making like a Coomer version of that speech with my like model and making it as a video, but I feel like that's just like it would serve no purpose and people would just be weirded out. Is an orc not entitled to the coom of his own balls? No, says the moderator on Twitch. No, says the wrench on Twitch. That's against TOS. No, says the moderator on the community manager on YouTube. No, says the member of your own chat that belongs to God. You know? What the fuck are you talking about? Kale, thank you for the raid. Yup, weirded out indeed. Why are we involved in this? I don't know. I don't know. Vite, thank you very much for the super chat. Much appreciated. There's a historical blacksmith living not far from me who makes realistic replicas of various one- and two-handed swords using traditional methods. So far, I've resisted. It's like local to you? That's fucking crazy. That would 100% be worth it. I'm thinking, all right, you know what? Let's back off. Let's back off a little bit. $300 for like a one-hander sword, an Austrian infantry saber. What? It's not really 18th century, right? It's like a replica, or is it like real? That would be fucking crazy. I wanted a Flemish crossbow. I remember now. And I found a place that does it on order, and it's like $400. I should save up and I should get a Flemish crossbow. And then become like a... But the thing is, if I get the crossbow, I need a short sword to wear at my hip. It makes no sense to wear a long sword if you're like a fucking crossbowman, right? Didn't you want a Genoese crossbow? I looked so hard for a Genoese crossbow. I don't think they exist. I don't think I could fucking, you know... I don't think I could fucking find one. The closest I could find was a Flemish mercenary, a crossbow that a Flemish mercenary in the like the 1400s would equip themselves with. So it's like, you know, there you go. What is distinct about a Flemish crossbow? I read up on it, but I completely forgot because I'm dumb. Shiki, thank you very much for a super chat. I have a polypropylene katana next to my car driver's seat in case of road rage defense. That's the way to do it, you know? Although this is not road rage because we were parked, but can I tell you about something that happened like when was it? Like years ago. Definitely years ago. I think before I even knew that VTubers existed. I was like getting out of my car and then I was walking into a store. I don't even remember what store I was walking into, but apparently like I guess I touched the car, like a car, like I touched it and I like maybe with like a button or something, and it made like a sound, and a dude just gets out of his car like full aggro. Like he was so fucking angry because he's like, you're scratching at my car, bro, you're touching my car, like you can't do, like he was like fucking angry, right? And me, like, I was like, what did I do? What did I do? Like, and then he was like, you touched my fucking car. I was like, I touched your car? He's like, you touched my car. And I looked at the dude's car, and it was a pretty nice car. It was like very shiny and waxed. It was like a sports car, right? And then, like, in my aggro voice, I was like, oh shit, that's a nice car. And then the guy was like, what? Like, you could see like his fucking brain flatline. He's like, yeah. And I was like, damn, I'm really sorry for touching your car, bro. This car is so super fucking nice. And he's like, yeah. And then like he calmed down and he was like, he's like, it's okay. He was probably on accident. It's like, it was definitely on accident. I didn't even know what I was doing. He says, I'm just busy. I'm really sorry, man. And he's like, no, it's fine. And then he got back into his car and I went back. I wasn't even trying to de-escalate. My stupid lizard brain was just like, it's a nice car, right? I did not play him. I just noticed that it was a nice car. And you know, I don't know like what happened. So that's my road rage story. Anyway. It was my fault. You shouldn't touch a car. Like, I just shouldn't have, you know. Did I feed him? I wish I could have. I wish I could have. Road adjacent rage. It's pretty good. Dutch chairman, thank you very much for the super chat. I've got a Chinese guandao and an official Weta work car. Ooh, of Sting. Let's go. I do like Sting. Jinan Boys, thank you very much for the super chat. When I was in the Boy Scouts as a kid, my dad accidentally brought a hatchet to the airport because he left it in his work bag. Also, a quick reminder that the TSA can see your balls. All right, the next time I go through, I don't really often do that, but if I ever, the next time I go through TSA, you know, like they wave you through when they're done doing the what is it called? The scanning thing, right? I'll be like, did you like what you see? Did you like what you saw? And like wink at them, you know? I really love, I love people in uniform. Wink. Did you like what you saw? Hmm? Hmm? Just make them really uncomfortable. Matthew, thank you very much for the super chat. Get a cat's belger or a cat's paw short sword. It's what Lensnix will use. Also, do you have a Pavis to go with your crossbow? I want a rolling one. Like, you know, Japanese archers, they had like a rolling wall. That shit is fucking boss as hell, man. I want one of those. Straight to the no-fly list. Sir, we need to do a pat down now. All right, Acer, if I did that, I was like, you like what you see? There's more where that came from. And then they're like, sir, we need to do a pat down. I'll be like, oh, I knew I came to the airport early. Do we have a private room? Lead the way, officer. Lead the way. You're sick? And then like it smash cuts to a bunch of like blue shirt TSA like beating the shit out of me with like batons, right? It's like a smash cut, like Family Guy's like ah. They're like beating the shit out of me, you know, and I'm moaning. "11-minute chicken fight scene." That's the way to do it, man. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna end the stream. I am going to. What do I need to do today? Do I need to run errands? I was asleep most of the weekend, and then I woke up to run errands, and I think it's time for me to run some more errands. We're gonna do South Park Stick of Truth this week. If I can, I'll do Celeste, you know? Man, I just got here. All right, we could do 15 minutes. TJ, Henry, This is just for you. We could do like another 15 minutes and we'll call it, okay? Hold on. We'll do 15. TJ's got here. TJ just got here. All right. Well, what do we even fucking talk about then, right? He loves us. What are we talking about? Oh, I wanted to ask a question. Rain camping. Oh man, camping in the rain is my jam. Although a lot of people don't like it. I like it because it gets the casuals like out of the campground. I hate a packed campground with children. I don't like it. Here's the thing. My love of camping was built because I used to go camping as a kid, right? With relatives and family and stuff like that. So I do think that kids should be there to foster a love of camping. But now I'm like, I don't want to be around kids when I'm camping. I just don't want to, right? But I do think that like it's important to get people outdoors and to love and respect the outdoors, right? You're going camping tomorrow. Hell yeah. A professional camper. I get that. I don't really camp, but if I camp, I want to do it alone. Yeah, you know? A solo camper. A good day with nice drizzle can be peak relaxation, I'm telling you. Camp-splaining. Kids are all right as long as they don't scream all the time. Would you believe me if I told you that, like, I was a quiet kid? That's why I love backpacking. No people around if you have to walk several miles. Definitely true. Definitely true. Although, like, if you go backpacking at certain places, it can get, like, pretty packed. It can get pretty fucking packed. Like, what's the one that I could think of? Like, the one that's, like, packed year-round. It could be fucking snowing and it's packed. There's a Grand Canyon backpacking campground in the canyon. There's always, like, fucking maybe 20 people there. I don't think I've ever seen less than 10 people at that fucking campground. Like, every fucking night, there's gonna be a crowd there. So, but you know, that's just the Grand Canyon, I guess, right? You were a quiet kid. You told us about being hungry and eating grass. I did. I didn't. Milks, you're making it sound like I ate grass for, you know, every day, right? No, that was only when I was playing Little League Baseball. Did I tell you the story? Did I, like, not tell you the whole thing? I didn't eat grass, like, at recess. Do you know how much more I would have gotten the shit beat out of me if I'm like fucking, I'm like a cow. I'm grazing at recess. No, it was fucking, I was bored and we were playing baseball. They put me in the fucking outfield. Of course I'm gonna fucking eat some grass, right? I didn't eat, you guys are misconstruing me to be more pathetic than I am. I didn't eat bugs. It's not like I'm just an idiot. You know, eyes staring off in different directions, eating bugs out of the fucking playground or recess. I got paid like 20 bucks for that. Pulleys were tough in the 1950s. You guys are so fucking mean to me today. I ate bugs for money, okay? I'm not like, you know? Oh my God. Are you admitting to being pathetic? All right, Marty, between me and you, just me and you, we're ignoring all these other fucking people in chat. Yes, I am. I would describe it myself as like you know, if we're doing like the Love Live card rarity, I would describe myself as an SSR pathetic. You know, there's like cool. What were the types of cards? There's like cool. And something. I'm like, you are pathetic. Yeah. I'm an SSR pathetic type card. I don't play well with others. I have no synergy with any other card. How much would a super chat have to be to get you to eat a cockroach live on stream? I don't think any amount of money could get me to eat a cockroach on stream. That's my people, you know? I don't think any amount That's tantamount to cannibalism, right? Oh, okay. You guys are fucking evil. you guys are sick. Taco, thank you very much for the super chat. Can you eat bugs again? I love how I say no amount of money and Vez response is $200. No. Even if you offered me $1 million, I don't think I would eat a cockroach. When will you eat bugs? Shinobi 300. The difference between $1 million and 200, the halfway point is not 500. You guys are fucking crazy. Why do you? All right, maybe for 2 million. Maybe for 2 million. We're just feeling out your real price. This is fucking crazy. Just that. Or Bitcoin. The best I could do is 5 Armenian dollars. You guys are crazy. I don't think I would ever do anything like that. I don't think I would ever do anything like that. Is there a reason why I wouldn't? Let me think. I left those days behind me. Yen, 200 yen. I think I think I've left the day of bug eating behind me. Pure, cool, and smile. I remember that. God, that was a long time ago. How about an earthworm? You're like a high level like attorney negotiator, you know? How much do 100 nugget? I'm never doing 100 nuggets ever again. How about a gummy worm? Are you gonna play Rogue Trader again? I wonder. I do want to beat the game because I do feel like it's a good game. Am I gonna stream it? I don't know. What about a gummy lizard? Okay, so 200. I'm not gonna. There's no amount of money that you can get me to eat bugs on live stream. It's just not gonna happen. And let's be 100% real. Why not? I don't want to go back to the dark days of my childhood. I don't want to go back. I think I could do it better now than I did as a kid, but I am no longer a child, you know? I'd fucking demolish that shit. What if I told you that crawfish is a creek bug? It kind of is, right? Like any type of, you know, crustacean is kind of like a bug, right? You're a baby though? Am I a baby? Am I truly a baby? Shrimp is bugs? 100 pieces of sushi? Please, no. Don't make me. You can't. Did you see that one tattoo that says shrimp is bug? All right, well, let me dissect the argument that shrimp and crabs and lobster, crawfish, those are bugs, right? Let me think. I would need multiple people that I trust, and I don't trust some random idiot on YouTube. It would have to be like Jimmy. Jimmy would need to be like, oh yeah, like I tried a fried, I don't know, grasshopper. And it tastes just like, you know, like when you cook it, the innards, they start to taste like a shrimp, right? Then I'll try it. But I do firmly believe that when you take a bug, like a land bug, and you cook it, it doesn't have the taste of a shrimp. I just don't think it will. Like, in my brain, I don't believe that it ever would. I've had a cookie made out of flour from crickets. This is great, but like I don't think it'll taste like if they don't taste the same. Here's the thing. Do you judge like a type of food based on how it looks or how it tastes? Because if you judge a food, like a type of food by how it looks, it's like this food looks like this food, therefore they should be the same. You're an idiot, because then it's just kind of like milk kind of looks like cum. So do you equate, you know, like, oh, milk is gonna taste like cum, or cum is gonna taste like milk? It doesn't. Like, even if they look kind of the same, they're not the same thing, right? So like you could be like, oh, shrimp are just bugs. It's like, but then if they don't taste the same, it doesn't count about how similar they look, right? I'm zoned out. How did we get here? TJ, this tangent is devoted entirely to you. Henry Yoshi, this fucking bug shrimp conversation brought to you by Henry Yoshi. Everybody thank Henry. You should leave now. Are you denying the truth of my words? Are you denying the truth of my words? It doesn't matter how a fish looks. It doesn't matter how a food looks, right? In similarity to another food, what makes the food the same thing is how they taste, right? So if you take two different foods and they look very different, but they taste the same, I'll be like, oh, these foods are closer together. Then if the two foods look similar, but they taste completely different, then it's like, this is not the same food, right? Can we agree? Can we reach a quorum here and agree that like the taste is more important? All right, see you tomorrow. Come on. Get in here and agree with me that like the taste is more important than the visual, you know? The texture is more important than the visual as well. For me, it's like taste, then texture, then the appearance, like the physical appearance, right? I'm not saying that cum is food. It's a logical extreme, Kisman. I'm saying this to drive home a point. And the point is that just because it looks similar does not mean it's the same food, right? I'm make better examples. Listen. Sushi, you want to send my ass back to school? You want me to fucking get like a PhD in a communications degree? You want me to send me back to school? I am ready. I am ready to be subsidized. Make my ass go back to school, get a master's degree. I'm ready. You guys fire up the fucking GoFundMe. I'll go back to fucking school and I'll learn how to fucking communicate my ideas better. But until then, I don't want to fucking peep out of any of you. I am a barely educated orc that worked a dead-end job my entire fucking life and it rotted my brain, you know? This is fun. You're lucky that I can fucking string a sentence together. This is crazy. I get it, but you got to admit that it sounded sus. It's definitely. I could have. Yeah. All right. Let's. All right. I may have spoken too rashly. Kisman, I apologize. I apologize for raising my voice. What is a better comparison? What looks like milk but does not taste anything like milk? Let's readjust, you know? Come to Minnesota, we have bike lanes. I wish I could move to Minnesota. I feel like it would be too, I wouldn't even need to live in one of the cities. I could live in like a fucking middle of nowhere, even if it's just like an hour's drive to like a fucking supermarket. I would love to move to Minnesota. I would love to move to Canada. But there are certain situations, you know, where like if I were to move, like my FBI agent would very much dislike that. They would definitely, you know, give me the bad boy spankies if I, you know. Okay, give me something that looks like milk but does not look like milk at all. Almond milk? Almond milk is kind of like milk. Yogurt, kind of like milk. Soy milk, kind of like milk. I need something that is like completely different from milk. Glue? All right, we'll go with glue. Elmer's glue, like watered down. If you take Elmer's glue and then you add like 1 part Elmer's glue, 2 part water, and you mix that bad boy up until it's like nice and smooth. And you were like, behold, milk. It looks like milk, therefore it is milk. Take a swig, brother. And it's like, no, it's not the same. It's like, it looks the same, therefore it is the same. That's how crazy your argument is, that like a shrimp is a bug. They're not the same culinarily, right? Because just because a shrimp looks like a bug doesn't mean it's a bug, because it tastes very different from a bug. You can't just eat a fucking grasshopper and be like, oh, it's a shrimp, right? Water, cocaine. Okay, Diogenes. Bad argument, shrimp is... All right, okay, all right. Don. And speaking of, do you believe that universals exist as distinct entities or are purely mental... Wait. Randon, speaking of, do you believe that universals exist as distinct entities or are purely mental constructs? What is a universal? Like a god? Behold an orc. I think I've reached that 15-minute. He's extending. He loves us. Taco, I think I did a, you know, the universe. Do you believe that the universe exists as a distinct entity or is purely mental construct? The universe is, you know, shrimp is universal. I just got your Vasilka. You're gonna make me, you know, similar properties essentially like cats. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I think like everything in existence is way more flexible than you think it is. And this is a hard thing for someone like me to admit, because I am a compulsive organizer. I love to categorize. I love to organize. I love to, you know, put everything in its place and have everything make sense. It took me a long time to realize that like everything is kind of murky, right? Like, it's not like a on-off switch. It's like a fucking stereo knob, right? It's so fucking... Like, life is just messy, man. There's a bunch of crazy shit happening. And you can try to have it make sense, but the best that you could do is just kind of like, you know, kind of, but not really. That's just the way that I approach observing things around me, you know. Egg, thank you very much for the shrimp super chat. I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream because I feel like I keep digging myself into a deeper and deeper hole. Hi chat, it's my first time watching stream. You have a freaking VIP badge. You have a freaking VIP badge. You can't fucking come into my fucking stream and say, oh, it's my first time watching. How did you get the badge? Did you fucking kill and eat another person with a badge and that's how you got the fucking badge? No, I don't believe you. I know you guys have been here. Thank you, Randon. All right, Henry. I hope you had a good time. I hope I hope it's good. I don't remember what I was talking about. Let's go ahead and Milks is streaming. Is there anybody else? Milks is good. Crest Amaryllis is good. Tip is good. Tip is Big Ham's friend. Maybe Tip? What do you think? A little bit of everything, maybe? Big Ham, are you still here? Let's raid Big Ham's friend. I think that's how you spell it. Yeah. Okay. Oh boy. Stick of truth. D&D. I got stuff cooking. All right, YouTube, as always, you're my favorite. I should look up how to fix the YouTube chat. I feel like it's already been fixed, but I just need to enter a new like code in the OBS or something, or fucking I just need to do something. But I'm missing what it is. But once I do it, it'll look good again. And I if nothing, I'm very lazy and I should get that figured out. Should definitely definitely get that figured out. Okay, everybody, take care. Bye. Bye. Bye.